11 people are about to make history, attempting a journey that's never been done before.
Get there.
It's not a case of, let's just try our best. Best isn't good enough here.
Come on!
None of them have expedition experience, but halfway round the world from the UK, they're going to cross Nicaragua from the Atlantic coast to the Pacific Ocean.
But they don't stop.
Accompanied by expedition leader Ken Haynes, they have 28 days to cross 220 miles, and they are all physically disabled. The expedition members include 2 people in wheelchairs, 4 with leg amputations, 2 with arm amputations, Daryl with spina bifida, Amma who's blind, and Charlie who's deaf.
Too flipping hard, don't care what anybody wants to say. It's hard flipping work. I don't think this is going to be possible the whole journey. No way.
Unassisted, they've made it halfway across the country, but at a cost. 2 team members have had to leave. Just 1 day into the journey, Warren discovered a cancerous growth.
I found a lump in my arm. We've passed operations. They've been cancerous. You see it. It's devastating news, really, because it's a very, very severe cancer, and it eats your bones. I think it's going to be bad.
10 days later, Glenn couldn't walk another step without risking permanent damage to his leg.
Every day it's getting worse, do you know what I mean?
But this is really tough stuff now. You're looking at least 2 weeks for that to heal. He's got a huge raw area, and it hurts in every single step he takes.
I said I don't want to give up.
With 2 of their strongest members lost, the extreme effort of moving the wheelchairs is testing more than the team's stamina.
Sophie, lift your head. Lift your head for me. Come on, let the air get to your face. Come on, lift your head.
I want my legs to work.
For Sophie, paralysed from the chest down, the expedition is heading into dangerous territory. Day 20, and the team are crossing bandit country. Sophie is struggling physically. She's not looking after herself, and Mukul, the expedition doctor, is worried.
I've been continually saying you've got to cover up, protect yourself from the sun, and it's something that's been a bit of a struggle. She's concerned about the water and whether it'll upset her gut. She's had a dizzy spell. That's really dehydration, and she's not eating a hell of a lot. Together, all of this is, in my mind, a cocktail for disaster.
Sophie's spinal cord injury means she can't control her body temperature.
The effect of that is that she heats up and cools down in the environment much more than the average person does. But over the next 4 days, we've got to cover open ground in the baking sun, and the danger with that is that she could get heat stroke or heat exhaustion, and these are potentially life-threatening.
Sophie was paralysed just 18 months ago. Concerns are growing she's taken on too much.
She isn't ready. I felt that she wasn't ready. You know, she's struggling with too many issues, as well as having to struggle with everyone else's opinion.
It's difficult, you know, it's definitely fresh, it's new to her and stuff like that, but everybody's got to be able to take care of themselves, and we just can't afford for us to be carrying anyone, because we've all got enough problems taking ourselves across on this journey.
Addy also uses a wheelchair, a result of contracting polio when he was 2. He's had a lifetime to adapt to his disability. Sophie has not. The year before last, she was driving friends home from a party when she crashed her car and snapped her spine in half.
I went from being a normal kid to going into hospital and losing every single thing I ever loved and every single thing I ever wanted to do, and having to completely change my whole life.
Since her accident, she's been single-minded about her recovery, racing through rehabilitation in record time.
You're usually in hospital for about 6 months to a year, and I was only in for 3 months. So I had to get out. I just had to get out. And every day I'd set a goal, and every day I'd achieve it. You know, I had to do it. It was my life. If I didn't do it, then I'd still be in hospital now, you know.
But now, 3,000 miles from home, Sophie's determination is not enough. Without the full support of the team, she's unlikely to go much further.
Maybe they were right, maybe I shouldn't be here, but I don't think anyone can understand how difficult paralysis is until they really actually... but no one can understand how difficult it can be.
A surprise development gives Sophie some time to rest. The Nicaraguan army receive reports of notorious bandits in the area. They insist the team travels out of harm's way in the back of a truck. For Sophie, this couldn't have come at a better time.
Junior, can you lift Addy?
Where's Addy?
Addy, come back.
The team are being escorted to Finca Yalu, the first secure farm in the area. From here, they'll ride on horseback for 3 days over 60 miles. A hot, dusty journey through cowboy country before reaching La Joqueta, a rancher's camp on the edge of Lake Nicaragua.
Sitting there and I was just thinking, I really want to get out there because I can't see anything inside the trucks, and I was like, I really want to go up and cool down and just sit on the roof.
So get your arms up.
And then when they came down, I was just like, oh, thank God. And it was quite easy. I think we got up and it was just awesome. I hate feeling like sitting somewhere and just thinking, oh, I wish I could. It's such a frustrating feeling. I love it when I do things like that, when I do something that I think I can't do or people think I can't do. It's awesome.
They wouldn't fucking believe it that you can get someone with your, level of paralysis on the top of it. I know, but I'm saying that is awesome, isn't it, when you think?
After 2 hours on the road, the team arrive at a cattle ranch and camp for the night. They'll start their journey on horseback in the morning. It'll be more difficult than anyone imagined. Day 21. They've camped on the paddock of a working finca, home to over 3,000 head of cattle.
Those cows are so loud. I think that's why I didn't sleep. I don't know. Blimey. So loud.
But one of the team couldn't get up early enough.
Hey, Charlie! Happy birthday.
You're my cowboy.
Come on.
Are you my cowboy?
How are you?
Fine.
Charlie Fennell was born deaf. With hearing aids, he has 30% of normal hearing.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay. And look.
Charlie's well-wishers can't take the edge off the team's anxiety. Expedition leader Ken Hames is a worried man. The next stage of the journey is on horseback, and although the teams have been trained, these are working horses used to experienced riders.
I want to really emphasise to you that this is serious, okay? These are serious horses, serious countryside. We've got to lift the tempo here. Let's have absolute focus on what we're doing and on each other, okay? Because it is hazardous, okay? Let's really switch on to what we're doing, all right?
Ken's concerns are justified. The team's different disabilities mean they each have their own problems to overcome. For most of them, the biggest challenge is keeping their balance, especially for Jane, who was born with severely deformed legs.
Got it?
Yeah. So when I was about a year old, the surgeons basically told my family
I could either go through a whole childhood of operations to correct this deformity, to straighten my feet out, or I could have amputations done and dusted and get on with life. So when I was 13 months old, that's the decision my parents took, and very brave decision I think it was.
For Amma, who's blind, there's a different challenge. He has to hand over control.
I think it's important for me to have control of what I'm doing, and that, you know, I'm empowered to make my own decisions and to be able to, you know, be as independent as possible. But I think I need to recognise there are certain times where I do have to sort of rely on other people. You know, it's like I'm delegating control to other people, and I've got to trust that person.
There's only one person yet to climb into the saddle. Sophie's the only accomplished rider, but since her accident, she's been terrified of riding.
Don't know what I'm doing again. Forgot what I'm doing.
The one time I did it since my accident, I hated it. I really hated it because it was so bad, and I loved riding so much. God, I hated it when I got on a horse because it was just so difficult. And it was just like going from being a very competent, but like completely confident and comfortable with my horse to going to not even being able to hold it still, you know, sit on it. It was just a nightmare. Oh, look at Hannibal!
At home, Sophie owns 3 horses, but her anxieties prevented her from trying to ride them. It's now time to overcome her fear.
Imagine that your favourite thing in the world. Imagine whatever it may be and not being able to do it. And I won't admit to myself that I'm hiding from that, because I've been of the state of mind where I'm not hiding from anything. I'll do everything and I'll go for everything, but in truth I have been hiding things from myself because I don't want to deal with it, I think. Especially riding, which I've been really hiding from.
Sophie's adamant she wants to ride. The expedition doctor's given her the all clear. She's got a customised saddle brought over from the UK to give her maximum support.
I'm really looking forward to being on a horse and just being able to ride again, because it's the most brilliant sensation. I love it. So hopefully, if that works, I'm looking forward to that.
Now she faces her biggest challenge: to ride on horseback for 60 miles over the next 3 days. A journey she'd have relished before her accident.
It's just so nice to be able to get around and get on a horse again. My feet feel so far from the ground. It's awesome. It's amazing.
After 10 minutes, there's a problem.
I just think there's something wrong, must be something wrong with my back, but it's aggravating because it felt comfortable, it felt doable, but after about, I was only on for about 5 minutes, it was starting to hurt again and really, really pissed off. Especially that here because it's so perfect for riding.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Feels comfy. Yeah. I was almost thinking that.
Sophie turns to Dr. Muckle for help.
I think my back's just been aggravated, and no matter what position I'm in, it's going to, whatever it is, whether.
Well, I agree, and I think what's happening is the reason you're getting pain at the top of your shoulders and your back is that the top part of you is moving above the level of your vertebrae that have been fused, you know, because of the accident. And the muscles there are taking more load and obviously they're struggling with the strain.
You know, we're facing a dilemma here, you know, as you can imagine. Because we've got a lot of horse riding coming up.
A decision's made to strap Sophie to Ken. The 2 of them will ride the same horse. It's a desperate solution, but she's determined to carry on.
You've got to have your helmet.
Bloody helmets.
Mate, can you tie that off for me? Just in the quick release.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, yeah. You're steering.
It'll be a rocky 20-mile ride across mountainous terrain to San Pedro de Lavago, the biggest town in the region. Only 2 miles in, Sophie's already feeling the strain.
No, fuck it, Ken. Just leave it. I feel wobbly as fuck.
Her paralysis means she can't shift her body against the movement of horse and saddle. This can cause pressure sores, one of Dr. Muckel's biggest worries.
I've lost all sensation, all movement. I don't know when things are wrong with me, and I could have problems with my skin. You know, I could break my leg and not know it. Cuts and bruises and stuff, they take longer to heal and all that kind of thing. So I mean, things like that, those are my worries.
What's the problem, Sophie?
Just the bashing of the saddle. My skin was rubbing on the saddle, my legs, and then I was just whacking on the front of the front of the saddle,
Right.
banging, and
Just point to where in your
all
skin.
of here and all of the inside of me, just there, just red and raw, and I don't want it to get any worse.
I think we're looking at trying to get a vehicle,
Okay.
and then they'll come back and get us. Okay, and the rest of the group are going to go on. Is that all right?
Okay, everybody else, mount up then, and we'll push on. Come on, let's get to San Pedro. Let's go.
As the team ride on to town, Sophie's starting to think she might not make it.
See you later, yeah?
It's just fucking frustrating. Every single time something nearly goes right, it goes wrong. Always me. It's always something going on. I just wonder what they think of me and what they think of the whole thing. I don't know if they understand it, or if they think I'm being over the top, or if they think that I'm just taking it too far. I don't know what they think of me. I don't know if they understand it. I don't know.
Their arrival in San Pedro's been highly anticipated. The locals throw a party in their honour.
Absolutely fantastic, most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Beautiful dancing horses, beautiful girls, big welcome, amazing band. Sounded as if they came from Bavaria, but no, it was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Sophie arrives by four-wheel drive. The welcome overcomes the pain of her frustration.
No, I'll tip up if I get it on the back.
The team are guests of honour at a banquet hosted by the town mayor. On the menu, the region's signature dish.
Welcome, all of you. Your presence is an honor for us. You are going to eat our typical food. This soup includes a little portion of Viagra.
But they said it's got Viagra in it.
What is it? That's not me.
What is it? Do you know what it is? René, ¿cómo se llama el carne? ¿Qué tipo de carne?
Es sopa, es el huevo de toro.
Oh, wow. It's balls. It's balls. Oh. Balls.
They've got a lot to celebrate.
Yeah, the band's back.
But cracks are beginning to surface. While Sophie and Addy meet a local girl in a wheelchair, the rest of the group consider Sophie's situation.
I think we're kind of like pulling her along quite a bit. I think it's probably too early in her disability for her to sort of come and break the boundaries that we're talking about, because she's just kind of grasping what's happened to her, and I think to go beyond that probably you need to sort of get fully comfortable with what you've got and then push forward.
Basically, she said, there's no difference between us and anybody else. The only thing is we're just sitting in a chair. We're just the same as everybody else, but we're sitting in a chair.
I think 2 days hard riding is going to be really difficult for all of us. To be honest with you, no, I'm not sure Sophie's going to be able to make it.
Things are not good between me and Sophie. I'll be there as much as I can, but if you're asking me whether Sophie's going to make it, without support, I think it's going to be very difficult.
With at least 2 full days of horse riding ahead, Sophie's place on the expedition is threatened. Attempts to give her a secure ride have failed, and the damage to her skin is causing great concern to the expedition doctor.
Hi guys. Hi Sophie. How are you going? Can we have a chat together and can I have a look at your skin? I'm very worried about Sophie. There are some marks on her skin. Yeah. And she's trying to put a positive light on it. Would you excuse us for a minute? If this is allowed to continue, she'll develop pressure sores, which can develop within, a couple of hours of pressure that's unrelieved, and then can take months for the dead skin and the dead tissue to recover. So it's something that we absolutely must prevent for her. She realises that riding is a problem, and we're going to go away, scratch our heads, see if there's any last-ditch solutions we can come out with.
But Ken is less hopeful.
She's not going to make it. She's not going to make it. And deep down inside, I know that she can't go any further. So it's going to be tough in the morning to say goodbye. Really tough.
Day 22. Dr. Muckle hopes that Sophie's pressure marks have subsided.
Hi, morning guys.
Do you want to have a quick look at Sophie?
Yeah, where's Sophie?
She's very cold at the moment.
Where is
Hasn't
she?
been able to stop shivering all night.
Okay. She's in her tent here?
No, it's just here.
Oh, Jesus.
Here's Muckle, Soph.
Hello, Uncle.
Hiya.
Hi.
What's the matter? Jesus. Ooh, you're burning up.
Can't stop shaking. I've been shaking all night.
You've got a fever, my love. That's why you're shaking.
Yeah.
The temperature's going up. That's when you shiver and shake. You're fairly hot, so you have to try and work out what the cause of that is.
Okay.
Oh, she's pretty unwell. She's got a high fever. She's got the shakes. This is pretty serious. Top of my list will be the possibility of malaria. We've been here long enough now and been through a malaria zone, and this is the kind of fever you get with malaria. This is not a good sign on a day when we've got to move.
While the team break camp around Sophie, Dr. Muckle consults Ken. He must decide if the team leave without her.
Look, I mean, even last night, I've been trying very hard to make the horse riding possible for her, and we were struggling even with that. But this morning's an entirely different situation.
Sure.
There's absolutely no way she could travel the way I see her right now.
I mean, we can't carry her. There's no way on this particular journey. It's a real bit of wilderness, and she's going to have to be told.
Okay, well, give me 15, 20 minutes just to assess her medically a bit more.
Yeah.
And then we'll come to it. But really, the writing's on the wall here.
Okay.
Do you actually feel cold, do you?
Yeah. Everything aches.
Do you need a drink or something?
Huh?
Do you need a drink or anything like that? No?
I'll get one in a minute.
Sophie can't keep anything down and has violent diarrhea.
Yeah, I feel a bit bad actually because we went to bed before Sophie had come in, and so didn't realise that she'd been sleeping out there. So I thought she was just cold from sleeping outside. And then this morning it turns out she's a bit more ill, and I just feel a bit bad that I didn't get up to get Muckle last night really. So it's happened now, just hopefully she'll get better.
Her extreme paralysis makes diagnosis difficult.
And Sophie's case is complicated by the fact that since she has no sensation below her rib cage, that the classical signs we use to decide where the infection are not available, so that complicates the diagnosis a bit.
Basically, we've just got to wait and see what the doctor says now. But I don't think she'll be going on the trek for an 8-hour horseback ride, do you? Well, you know, we don't know what to do. So she's in the best hands, she's with the doctor, so just got to see what he says now.
Can I ask you an honest question?
Yeah.
Did you take your malaria pills?
No, I forgot on Sunday. I'm stiff.
Where are you still?
All over. My joints are stiff.
Okay. Do they ache? Have you got pain in your back and stuff?
Fucking hell, I wish I'd taken her to Muckle now, last night. What can I say? Shit happens. I'm not a bloody doctor, am I?
One of the key signs of malaria is a very high temperature.
Well, it's 40 degrees centigrade, which is very high, or 104 degrees. Normal is 96. It's a very high temperature.
Anti-malarial tablets. Definitely a good idea to take these, especially if Sophie's just come down with malaria after not having taken hers. Do you know what I mean?
This is just to see if you might have some bugs in your blood.
What bugs?
Malaria. Little step coming now. Okay, I'm sorry.
Malaria is spread by mosquitoes. The deadliest disease on the planet, it kills 2.5 million each year. But it's only one of hundreds of dangerous tropical diseases. Dr. Muckle must wait 20 minutes for the result of Sophie's blood test.
Like I said, I felt sorry for her from day one, really. You know, she's too young. I don't think she's strong enough yet, to be honest with you. I mean, she's done excellent, you know, don't take anything away from her, but I just think it's a little bit too much for someone of her age and months into her disability. I don't know.
Well, the test seems negative for malaria, which would tend to suggest that this may not be malaria. It slightly complicates the matter because I don't have a positive diagnosis. But she's obviously got a fever and she's unwell. So it's just, again, a matter of persevering till we find the likely source.
With time running out, Ken makes the decision to leave Sophie behind.
It's a difficult decision for us, very difficult decision, but really it's going to be very, very difficult for you to continue. So it's really our decision to send you back to UK.
Sorry.
No, don't say sorry.
Let's do it.
No, you did, but you've done amazingly, you've done brilliantly to get this far. So it is a massive achievement in that respect. Massive achievement. All the hard ground that you've come across, but your body's taken a right battering as much as we dare to do to it anymore. Hey? Yeah? Could we have a chat?
The gist of it is she's got a very high temperature, she's pretty unwell, and she won't be able to continue with us.
Dr. Muckle treats Sophie with an emergency drip as the rest of the team move on.
It's been really hard. For me, I've learned a lot of stuff about myself and about my paralysis and how little I can do, which is weird because I've come all the way out here and done such an amazing thing, but I kind of came to terms with the fact that I can't get myself up a hill unless I'm pushed, and I can't get around unless I'm helped sometimes, and that was really, really frustrating, but a good thing for me to learn. A really, really good thing, because I've been kind of protecting myself from the reality of what's happened to me, so it's been one of the best things that could happen to me, really.
Sophie was driven to Managua, the capital, where she was treated for a urinary tract infection. Within a week, she'd made a full recovery and was flown home. Behind schedule, the team must now make it halfway to La Horquetta. This will leave a 15-mile ride across floodplains to catch a dawn boat to the volcanic islands.
Wow, what a feeling. The raw energy was just amazing. You know, everyone was going, whoa, whoa, yeah, and all of that stuff. And getting the horses to gallop, that was just, I mean, that for me is just special.
I've only ever seen sort of that sort of horse ride on the telly, and when the horses really started like galloping and stuff, it was just awesome.
It feels even better than when I first learned to ride a bike. It's just the greatest. I want a horse. Get me a horse.
Jane's the only one with both legs amputated. Riding hasn't been easy.
When we started to go downhill was a nightmare for me because that's when people grip their heels and dig in their legs and put their weight forward and sort themselves out. I can't do that. So particularly if we were starting to trot down the hill, I just really felt I was about to lose it, and I hate that feeling that I was getting scared on a horse. I didn't like it at all. But I felt quite frustrated. I felt like I was holding people up quite a lot at the back of the group.
Day 23. Saddle sore and weary, the team made slow progress yesterday. They now face an arduous 25-mile ride.
Right, Tim, can I have your undivided attention? Now, look, we had a lot of rain last night, and the track will be wet. So we've got to take a lot of care. It gets quite steep in places, little bits of tricky ground. You've got to keep together, and you've got to keep the group together as well. Don't get strung out on the track. So that's going to require a bit of control from yourselves.
Yesterday's ride was over easy ground. Today's terrain will be far more difficult. Staying in the saddle will be the team's main challenge.
It is difficult. I hold on for dear life actually on the front. I don't know what this bit's called on the saddle, but I hold on to that, and that helps me. I've got a little bit of strength in my legs, but not much. I mean, these are really powerful beasts, so that tiny little grip that I put on it probably doesn't make much difference. It's all arm strength. But it's easier when it's cantering than when it's trotting. When it's trotting, it's a ball breaker, literally.
Hit it! Right.
Bula!
It's when it's jolting around a bit, that's when it's harder. You feel like you're about to fall off. Because although my legs are in the stirrups, I can't put much weight down through them.
I don't know how I stay on, because all my weight is in my upper body, so I'm pretty light. I'm only about 8 stone, 8.5 stone.
For Charlie, the main concern isn't keeping on the horse, it's keeping an eye on his weight.
I think before I come out here, I was just about 10.5. I must be a 9 now.
I'm 9 stone, Charlie, and if you said that you came here as 10.5 and lost 1.5 stone, that means you're the same weight as me.
I've lost a hell of a lot of weight.
Charlie, you haven't lost that much weight.
I have. I've lost a hell of a lot of weight. Well, considering where I come from, it's a lot of weight to me because I live good.
Yeah, so you probably lost maybe just under 1/2 stone. Yeah, there's a big difference though between 1.5 and half.
I did want to lose a little bit of weight, but not this way. Not this way, but I don't know if there seem to have any muscles anymore.
Oh, Charlie, you're a special man, I'm telling you.
The team makes slow progress. By midday, they're exhausted.
I'm in pain. And I think we've got 6 hours more to go. If we don't do it in 6 hours, we've got to sleep in another field full of shit and ticks. I'm not having it, man. And I need to have a crap in a decent toilet.
The worst bit is the knees. It's just like your knees just lock. I don't know what's going on there.
It's bumpy, and my top bit of my leg's been rubbing, so I've got a rub on my leg too.
Okay, this is the big push to the side of the lake. So let's do it, yeah? Yeah? Yeah. Let's do it. Come on. Let's put a smile on our faces. Stop looking so miserable.
When I should be resting, you know, at home, chilling out. What am I doing? Going mad on a horse for a whole day.
It's an uncomfortable ride. The afternoon air is thick with humidity. The horses drip with sweat.
I feel like shit warmed up. My legs, my back, it's just aching. When you go faster, it hurts more.
You gonna make it?
I have to.
Is there anything you want to stop and do though, you know? No?
I'm just trying to drink.
Hold on, keep it going. Everybody's bloody tired. It's been a long couple of days. We've covered about 60 miles. Everybody's saying that this is the hardest bit they've done so far. Lorraine's hurting, Jane's hurting. They're getting really stroppy now, and I think they're very sore indeed.
Jane couldn't feel much worse. She's suffering from diarrhea, making each jolt of the horse's hooves even more agonising.
And I feel like shit. Absolutely knackered and sore.
Anything we can do?
Get me there and put me to bed.
Jane's not the only one in trouble. Carl's horse has given up, but Carl, who lost his lower right leg in a diving accident, is pushing on.
I changed the roles. Now this thing's fucked, and well, I'm getting on twice as fast now. This thing is hopeless. Yeah, I want to get there, and I want to get there. So I've got to pull this thing all the way. We'll pull it all the way.
For Jane, the ride has become torturous. She can barely sit upright because the ends of her legs are chafed red raw from clenching onto the saddle.
Jane's in a lot of pain, man. I think with Soph going and everything, people are just don't want to give up because we feel that then that'll be the end of the whole thing, really.
I want to give you the option now of you know, taking a rest.
But what I'm worried about is, you know, you're really going to hurt yourself.
I'm not hurting myself. Oh no, I'm not hurting myself. You just go. Come on. Come on. Oh, fuck her. Fuck her. Fuck her. No.
Jane's never given in to her disability. It's just something she's always lived with. She lost both legs when she was 1 year old.
I've never really sort of felt disabled because I was so young when I had my amputations. I've never really missed having them because I've never had feet. I've never known what that's like, so you just get on and do.
A junior doctor, Jane walks miles every shift. With each step of her prosthetic legs, she uses 100% more energy than any able-bodied person.
I don't think being disabled is any reflection of what you can do. I think there are people in society who do use it as a label, but then there's some people that use it as something they like to attach to themselves because they get the sympathy vote in a way, you know. I don't use it as an excuse, I use it as a statement. It's just something that I get on with.
By nightfall, conditions are getting dangerous. The horses are more likely to panic in the dark, and the team are wrecked, but they continue to push forward.
We can't stop. We've got this far. We've got something to prove. We've got heart, we've got courage, and we want to make it there, man. We said we were going to do this expedition, and we are. We're not going to stop, because this ain't going to break us. We didn't come here to be broken.
After 14 hours, they finally make it to the edge of the lake.
You've made it, guys. Come on. This is the thinker here.
Ready?
Yeah.
Jane is overcome with exhaustion.
Let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help you. Charlie, give Jane a hug. I'll get that off for you. Come on.
I'm gonna.
Charlie, give Jane a hug.
I can't actually stand up right now.
Can you give me a light?
I just got off the horse and my legs have just given up.
Jane went through a heck of a lot of pain today. Everybody's basically licking their wounds, you know, but if we're gonna prove to people that this is gonna be an amazing journey and this is gonna be an amazing expedition, then we've got to expect it to be difficult. You've got to expect it to be hard, and there's gonna be blood and guts and stuff like that, and we're just gonna have to knuckle down and get our backs to the wall, bulldog spirit, and just keep going for it, man. Otherwise we're gonna struggle through this whole thing.
With 3 team members already lost, it seems inevitable Jane will follow. Day 24. Dawn wakes the team at the edge of Lake Nicaragua. They're due to set sail to the volcanic island 30 miles away. Jane, suffering from dysentery and exhaustion, has asked to see the doctor.
Okay. Been sick?
Just the water.
Just the water. I've got a fever. You look pretty terrible. You able to go on? Yeah? Okay, that'll just make you feel a bit better. Because you look very, very dehydrated.
I think we've got about maybe 50 kilometres to sail. The wind feels like it's in about the right direction. So we'll be mostly sort of downwind, which should be pretty easy, really. As long as not too many people are seasick.
With conditions looking calm, Jane decides to continue and take her chances at recovering on the boat. They must sail 30 miles towards their nemesis on Ometepe Island, a smouldering 5,500 foot live volcano. Lake Nicaragua is notorious for choppy waters. The team have faith in their skipper Toby, an experienced sailor.
I grew up sailing. I grew up down on the south coast near Portsmouth, and I could sail almost as soon as I could walk, really. Some of my earliest memories are being taught to sail by my father.
Toby lost his right arm after being electrocuted on a building site. He was moving a scaffold tower when it struck overhead power cables.
And the power cables were carrying 33,000 volts, and of course it went straight through us. And we were stuck on it because it causes your muscles to contract. So we were stuck on the scaffolding. And the next thing I actually remember was being in hospital where I had my arm amputated.
Toby then lost all his confidence. It took a close friend years to convince him to sail again.
Eventually he got me down there to go sailing, and I hadn't sailed at all since I'd lost my arm. And we went around, then we sailed around all day, and I had a great time and sailed perfectly well. And within 2 weeks he had me on the instructor's course. And so he put me through the instructor's course. I passed the instructor's course, became an instructor. You always think of a disability as negative. People always think what you can't do with a disability, but they never really think about what you can do.
I really hate it when parents say to their children, don't look, don't ask. And it's like, you're repressing these children.
Yeah.
They will now treat disabled people as people that you mustn't say anything to. And it's like, no, come here. Yeah, look, I've lost an arm. Look, there you go. It comes off like that. Look, that's the arm. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And it's the parents who actually have more of a problem with it than the kids. The kids have no repression when they first start.
But the misconception is a lot of people think disabled people just don't have sex.
I tell you what, I've surprised a lot of girls because they immediately assume that when you're in a wheelchair
that your willy don't work.
Well, and that you're paralysed, and you go out for a party and then end up inviting them back, and all of a sudden they'll be like, "Wow, I didn't know you could do that." Yeah. It's like,
But Charlie isn't laughing. He's seasick and he's had enough.
and I'm just feeling really, really sick. I'm going to get off the boat.
Well, you're in the middle of a massive lake. There's no option. We are on this until we get to the other island. We're on this boat because we chose to choose this transport.
Every time I make an offer or request, it just gets thrown out of the window, honestly, and it's just really getting me right down.
Charlie's moaning again. This time, the team are short of sympathy.
He knew we were getting on this boat, and he knew that it was going to be rocky. Everyone else took seasickness tablets. He said he didn't need to, and now he's a bit seasick, he wants to get off. And we're just giving him the attention that he's requiring, and I just don't think it's worth it.
If it's that important for you to get off this boat, then get off the boat.
I'm determined to do the very best. You can only do the best what you can do. Why did I apply for it? Because I like to take a challenge, I like to take a risk, and what I'm expecting is to be able to do the actual challenge and to sit the way through. That's the only thing I can say.
So you've got a choice. You either grin and bear it and get to the end with all of us, hopefully, or you're going home. And you don't want to go home, do you?
Oh, God.
Oh,
but you're going to still be on a boat.
It's attention seeking.
Do you think...
Yeah, I know. He knows that he's threatened this every day, though, hasn't
I
he?
haven't said it every day.
Charlie.
You have to come running up and request in your big house and say,
Charlie.
This is because this is your own personal trip, that's why. That's why you get angry at our car, because it's your own thing. It's your own personal thing. It's your own personal thing.
Come on, man.
Charlie's outburst is soon forgotten in the face of the team's next challenge, the live volcano.
Look at it, it's massive. That's what we're going up. That is just massive. And we're not even anywhere near it. It's just gonna, but when we get close, it's gonna just seem 10 times bigger.
Volcanoes on the island claimed 3 Western climbers last year. The last eruption was in 1999, and they could blow at any time. It's the team's decision to climb the biggest volcano, Concepcion. It's their most serious challenge so far.
Feeling better.
Good. Enjoy the boat?
I slept most of it.
Okay. Give my hand, take my hand, take my hand, take my hand.
They'll need close teamwork to get to the top, but Charlie's becoming more unresponsive.
Right, Charlie, you stay there and help me and pass things, okay?
I haven't been well, Ken. I really haven't not been well on the boat.
Well, I feel unwell too. It's called going to sea. It's called going to sea. Well, put it on there. Put it on there then. Put it on there then.
Really pissed right off.
Charlie, come on. Charlie.
Ken,
no, come on. We've got work to do. We've got work to do, Charlie.
For fuck's sake. You're always on my back, Ken. You're always... Charlie,
nobody's on your back.
Honestly, you haven't been well on the boat.
Fine now. You'll be fine now.
Do you know what I mean? You just keep on embarrassing. No wonder why they treat me all differently. They keep calling me Charlie this and Charlie that. And everybody calls me a drama queen.
It's got nothing to do at the moment. We're just trying to get the truck loaded. That's all, quickly. Now, come on. Come on, come on.
No, you just seem to be angry with me all the time and calling me on my back and everything.
Nobody's angry with you at all. Just got to get things done quickly. Now, come on. Get off your butt. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Charlie, you can't sit there with your head in your hands. Let's go. Come on. Let's come on. We've got work to do.
At home, Charlie makes sure he stays at the peak of his physical fitness. Ken knows they need his strength to have any hope of reaching the summit. But Charlie Fennell hasn't got anything to prove to anyone.
Yeah, constipation's been a real problem.
They're now entering the expedition's most dangerous phase. Ken's factored in a 2-day climb to the summit. The locals think they're insane.
No hay manera que una mujer sin pierna podría subir al cerro en 2 días. No hay manera. Por lo menos yo le pondría 10 días.
Esto es algo de lo que nunca había escuchado
y de lo que se va a suceder aquí en la isla. 10 personas van a subir, intentar subir a ese volcán y espero que lo logren porque es muy importante para ellos y para la isla.
They arrive at base camp. Charlie is totally withdrawn. With very limited hearing, he can't understand most of what's said, and he's feeling isolated.
We all know that at the moment Charlie's got a little bit of a problem. He's not got the heart. Every other member of the team seems to want to get there and throw their hands up in the air and scream that we've done it, where Charlie doesn't seem to have that view at the moment. He's, you know, sort of getting ill and then he's getting seasick and then he's got a headache.
I don't feel well, Louis. Just don't feel well.
For the last few days, he's been getting worse and worse.
I don't normally cry like this.
Come on, mate. Go on. You can't. I mean, you've got to be really serious about what you're saying, Charlie.
If his heart's not in it, and if all he's going to want to be doing is seeking attention from people and being a hypochondriac the whole time, then I'm going to have to suggest that he doesn't come up.
I swear to God, the heaven, I can't explain to anybody that if I had the strength to do so, I would.
We're all knackered, we've all got aches and pains and have our own problems, but we seem to just battle on because at the end of the day we've got a job to do, we've got to finish that. And I think, you know, Charlie's sort of wearing a few people down at the moment.
He thinks that he's a victim, basically, and the group are bullying him and stuff like that. And it isn't. It's come to a point where the group can't do any more for Charlie unless he starts showing us that he's willing to do some himself.
I just feel really, really lost and I don't know what to do.
You know, I'm not sure he really wants to go. I'm not sure he really ever wants to do any of the hard stuff. I'm not entirely sure of his motivation as to why he came here, other than the fact that it meant he was going to be on television.
And I must be thinner than what I think it because the 2 people over there to say that to me, it's got to be mind-boggling.
What, 2 people said what?
That I've gone thin.
With the team's support for Charlie fading, it's down to Ken to convince him to stay. Despite Charlie's erratic behaviour, he's still the most physically able person on the team.
My body can't physically take it anymore. It's not my mind, my heart, it's the body.
Well, you and me both. I've got minor dysentery at the moment. I feel like shit at the moment. But I've got to go. I've got to go because of the team. And you've got to go because of the team. We need you.
Yeah, but I just need you to know I'm not well.
What was this expedition all about? You've got to try. As I keep saying to you, you know, you are the sole representative of the deaf community. You can't just say I'm not going to do it, can you? You know, you're a good-looking guy. You've got a future ahead of you. You come on, believe in yourself. Yeah, be proud of who you are. Yeah.
I don't feel good looking.
Eh?
I don't feel good looking.
Come on. Well, you are. Come on. Now you got to do it, man. Okay? Yeah. You dig deep breath. Yeah. You can do it. I know you can. I want you to. Yeah?
Okay.
All right?
As night falls, all is not well in the camp. Ken's stomach is getting worse. Dr. Muckle is then called down to the team urgently because Charlie is in trouble yet again.
Charlie? Come and have a chat with me outside. It's very hard for me to assess you lying in your tent.
If someone's differing and like they're not sure, they're saying 1 minute they're going to go and another minute they're not going to go, I'd say that they're better off not going. Because if you're going to do something as dangerous and as difficult as this, you've just got to be sure in your mind whether you're going to be going.
Dr. Muckle decides to conduct a thorough examination.
Well, I think all of this, every 5 minutes saying I want to go and I don't want to go, I don't want to go home, and that it's not good for team morale.
All my joints ache, my neck hurts, even my back is aching me, and I can't take the horse riding. I can hardly walk now.
If Charlie takes Toby and Carl's attention away, the rope could just slip. We could just go sliding down that volcano.
But this is just dragging everyone down. We waste so much time and energy focusing on Charlie, and that's what he wants. And we're going to have these discussions all the way tomorrow, and he's going to be no use to any of us. And you lose the focus.
Your breathing rate looks comfortable. You look like you're comfortably breathing, you're not breathing fast.
I think what's happened with him is he's dug himself a hole and he's alienated himself from us, and now he's got a problem. Now he's got a problem, none of us can reach him.
Let it go loose.
I don't think Charlie should go. I think he's a bloody liability. He's a risk and a danger to the whole of the rest of the team. And if I was the expedition leader, or if we're given a vote, I will definitely vote him off. He's changed his mind 3-4 times in the last couple of hours. And when you get on there tomorrow and it's hot and it's hard, that's not the guy that's going to make it up that slope. No way.
Okay, all right. The pulse is going 80, which is just very slight.
With Ken sick, Dr. Muckle knows the team need Charlie, whether they want him or not.
Looking at you right now, I can't find anything majorly medical wrong with you. I don't see anything about you that makes me think that I must say, Charlie, you really mustn't go up that mountain tomorrow because it's not good for you.
Everyone has pandered to him, everyone has bent over backwards, and everyone is pissed off. Whether they say it to you guys or not, but I think most of them have.
But my body needs good living, good some order to me to function, and I haven't got that here.
No, well, Charlie, you're on an expedition, mate. You're on an expedition.
Yeah,
with all the uncertainties of an expedition, the one thing that was pretty much guaranteed was that there would be no good living and easy life.
Yeah, well, I misinterpreted then.
Oh, that was a very difficult consultation because I was listening to what he's saying. I've been seeing Charlie twice a day, every day. My experience is telling me this man's not really physically very ill. Of course, none of us are completely 100%, and I can believe that he's not 100%, neither am I. But there's nothing there that makes me think that I must rule him out of going up the mountain tomorrow.
Day 25. The team have time to themselves in a volcanic hot pool. In 1 hour, they'll begin the climb and push themselves beyond anything they've achieved so far. Mistakes can easily happen. And 5,500 feet up, the simplest error could prove fatal. With the team's physical disabilities never more apparent, Charlie's decision is long overdue. Will he stay or will he go? Next time, the expedition's success depends on Charlie's decision.
You muck everybody about. That's what you do. That's why I'm so cross. Don't you care?
As they face the most impossible challenge yet, the team break down.
I haven't got the energy. Yeah, I can't move my arm.
The push to the summit is all too much.
Get that fucking camera out of my face.
The toughest fall hardest, and the finish line has never felt so far away.
That's it, Andy. Come on.